Hello and welcome to this video tutorial for Zoomio Campaigner. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to update existing prospects using a match key, such as each prospect's email address. Before using this feature, be sure to remove the duplicates from your Zoomio Campaigner account if they exist. For example, if you're going to use the field email address 1 as your field to do matching and updating, be sure that each prospect contains a unique email address. If it's the case that you have duplicates in your Zoomio Campaigner account, the system will match and update the first value that it finds. This is probably not the result that you want. Additional tips and tricks can be found in the Important Notes section after Step 6. Here are the steps that we'll perform to see how the match and update feature works. First, we'll prepare an Excel file that contains email addresses for prospects that exist in a Zoomio Campaigner account. We'll then import that file, and then we'll view prospects that have been updated. Let's start by looking at the Excel file that we want to import. Here's the file I want to import. The first 10 prospects in this file are prospects that I know exist in my Zoomio Campaigner account. Each one has a unique email address. The values for these prospects in my Zoomio Campaigner account for company and for phone are blank. Therefore, when I import this file, those values will be updated. The last 5 prospects in this file are prospects that don't exist, so they'll get created in my Zoomio Campaigner account. Here you can see the same prospects before I make my import. Notice that the company field is blank for all the prospects. Now I'm ready to import my Excel file to my Zoomio Campaigner account. Here's how I import my Excel file so that I update these existing prospects in my Zoomio Campaigner account and I create any new prospects that may be in the file. I go up to Import, select New List, provide a list name, create the list, browse for the file that I want to import. This is the file that we looked at just a few minutes ago. And importantly, I check off the option for Update Matching Prospects and select the email address field, email address 1, because I want to match on any existing email addresses in the file that I'm importing. Provide a email address where I will receive the email receipt for the completion of the import. Now my prospect should be getting imported, and when I press refresh, we can see here that where there was no phone number, there's phone number before. There's also company value. Where there's blanks for the phone number, these are the 5 prospects that were created because there was no match for them during the import. Here's a review of the steps to match and update prospects. Let me wrap up by covering the following important tips. Before using this feature, make sure that you remove duplicates from your Zoomio Campaigner account. For example, if you're using email address as the matching unique key, make sure that each prospect has a unique email address. The same goes for the files that you want to import. Make sure that the values for the matching key, for example, email address, are unique for each row that is prospect in the file that you want to import. Note that if the file you're importing contains the heading PSPT_ID, then this field will be used to do the match and update, and it will take precedence over any selection that you might have made in the list import dialog where you can choose to match on update. So remember, PSPT_ID always takes precedence and overrides any matching selection that you might make during your import. So be careful about using the PSPT_ID feature during import. Next, beware that blank values can be used to match and update. So if, for example, you want to import a file and match based on the email address, and by accident you have a blank value where there should be an email address, then upon import, the system will try to match the blank in your file where there should be an email address against the prospects in your database that have blank in the email address for the prospect field. So you'll end up updating a prospect that has a blank email address in your Zoomio Campaigner account, and that's probably not what you want. If your account does contain duplicates, then during import, the system will use the oldest prospect, or in other words, the prospect with the lowest prospect ID number as the prospect to be updated during the import. In addition, if the file you're importing contains duplicates, then the bottommost duplicate, the lowest row in the file, will be the one that is used to update on match. This concludes our tutorial for updating prospects during import. If you have questions, please feel free to get in touch with us via phone or email. Thanks and have a great day. If your account